Yeah, tables. Yeah, we use tables to display the data in rows and columns. Okay, so table is nothing but like the general tables we see in we draw in our notes, and we draw like in like charts. We use tables. So tables is the same concept. In tables HTML we have mainly these tags. Okay, so what table? This is the parent tag. Okay, the table is the parent tag. Inside the parent tag we have two things. One is header and body. So every table will be having a header and a body, and inside the header and inside the body you can have some rows. So if you have a row inside the header, then you can have header row. If you have inside the body row inside the body, then those are called body rows. Okay, and inside each row we can have two other tags, that is t head tag and data tag. Data tag, head tags, like table cell. These are called cell tags. These are called row tags. These are something like section tags. This is parent tag. Okay, if you want to write, I can write here. Okay. I will not able to edit it. No. Okay, we have head and body are something like section tags, and this is a row tag. These are called cell tags. Okay, and caption, we can have a name for a table inside the table itself, that is called caption tag. Okay, and we have some attributes like border color, border collapsing, padding, alignment, border spacing, call span, and row span. We will see all these attributes now. Okay, so I'm just taking one folder called HTML3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just opening Visual Studio, and I want to open this website. So as a website, so I went here. What I'm doing is file, open, website, just giving this path, and that folder opens like a website over here. Now I can add the index or some pages like here. So I'm just adding a HTML page named index. So the page is added. Inside this I want to write it the tables. So what we have learned, we said to design a table we should have a parent tag, something like a tag called table. Inside the table there will be two tags. Those are called section tags. So header section, as well as we have something like t body section. So t body section, header section and body section. There are two tags. Okay, header section and body section. Inside the header section we can have rows, so t row, and inside the body section also we can have rows, t row. So row, inside one row, like one row, we want to have some columns. Let us think what table we are going to design. We are going to design some table like students table, let us say. Okay, so students table. So first t head, one cell I am writing. This cell I want to write it as student ID SID. Okay, and second cell I want to write it as second cell name, and third cell th marks. Let us make as marks. So these are the three cells we wrote, and you see, observe here I have used th, so header cell. So now I want to write the same thing over here, three cells again. Okay, now I am writing td. Okay, and I want to write one ID, one as ID, second thing name, Ram as a name, and td, and I'm writing the marks as 99. Okay, next I want to write one more row. Okay, three rows I'm writing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I added 4 rows here. Ram, Lakshman, Sita, and Hanuman. So these are the rows I wrote. Okay, and here I have got something like 78, 89, and 100. These are the marks they got. Okay. Now I want to see this in a web browser. So I open it as web browser. You can see, notice here that Ram, Lakshman, Sita and Hanuman and everything like a nice table. Okay, you got it? So this is how we can create a table. So what is the role? A table will be having a first one tag. Inside that there are sections, two section, header section, body section. Header section we can have rows, body section we can have rows. Inside each row we will be having columns or table cells. So this is a header cell. So you notice here you can see this is a bold text, whereas these are not bold text. How we got bold text? Because of th. If you have used here td instead of th, then you have not got that boldness. Okay, so the boldness is because, right, we have written as. Okay, is there any, we want to have one more row? Let us think you want to have one more row. Can you have it in header? Yes, we can have one more row also. Same thing, you can see as many rows as you want. Why we need those? Sometimes we may need, like we want to get together these two things as one thing, something like. So I want to make these two things. Let us think. Merge them into one cell. Let us think. We are doing that one. So I am just removing here. I am writing here details something like, and here ID I wrote. Okay. So what happens? Let us see. ID you can see. Yeah, ID you can see, details you can see, whereas here it is left blank, and you got different things. Okay, so before going forward, I just want to give here some border so that we can see the we can see how the table is inside those things. So what I'm taking is I can take style. So style. So how to take style. Then I want to take table. So table is an element, right? So I'm just taking table, and here what I'm taking is table. So table border. So you have different yeah, border. You have 1 pixel border, and you want to make it a solid, and you want to make it a black border. That's it. So you come here, you can see there is a border, but this bordering you give for a table. Okay, so you can see outer border. There is nothing you can see like in that cell border. So you want to make it as a table. Then you can make it as a table row. Okay, so how to make that? Let us see. So okay, let us make like this. So table, for table row, and for in that again we have th, we have td. Okay, so inside the table, table, then we have table head and table sorry, th cell and td cell, two cells. You want to give one border, you can give like this. You can give like this. So they can take just a minute. So here cell padding. You don't have cell padding. Padding. You can write padding. Padding as some 5 pixels. So what happens? Let us see here. I've saved it. Okay, padding as 5 pixels. Okay. Next, order collapse. I don't think I can write it here or Okay, let us see here. Order spacing. So yeah, I'm missing something over here. Yeah, this one. Yeah, process I'm missing actually. Inside the table, we have th and td. For them, we want to give one border. Okay, so you can remove this one actually. There is no need to have. So if you give for the table, it will be an outline. And if you give for the border, for the th and td, like you can directly give also, like no problem. I think you can give like this also. There is no effect. But if you want to have a table outline also, then you can say that for a table tag also you give one outline or one border. Okay, so the main our major thing is here, we want to give one border, and there is a padding and there is a spacing. What is the major difference between these two? We need to know. Okay, the padding means like inside the cell there is a text. From the text to the cell border there is a space, and that space is called padding. So something like you can see here, I'm just taking, refresh it, taking one cell, inspect, I took this cell, and here one cell I took. In the bottom you can see there is a padding. When you hover it, you can see the green part that is on the screen, that is left. So this is padding, and this is border. Okay, padding, border. Okay, what is spacing? What is spacing? Spacing is between the cells. So if I remove spacing, what happens? Let us see. So I just save it. So if I remove spacing, I make it as 0 pixel. What happens? Let us see. See, you can see there is no spacing between cells. So spacing is between cells, and padding is inside the cell. You got it? Inside the border. So that is the major difference between padding and spacing. Okay, you have understood that one. Then you need to know, you can see I want these details to be stretched between two columns. Like you want it to be stretched between two columns. So how can you do that? So then you have to mention it as col span is equal to 2. Like you want it to be stretching to the two columns. So when you specify it as col span 2, this will stretch to two columns. So you can observe here. That's the thing of col span. You want to stretch a cell to the two columns. If you want to stretch it to two columns, then you need to specify the col span as 2. If you want to stretch it to the three columns, you have to mention it as col span 3. Then it will stretch to the three columns. Actually, there is no column, so it is not stretching. If you would have had one more column, then it would have stretched it. So that's the thing. Next, okay, you understood what is col span? Okay. Next, we will see row span. A row span is stretching to the two rows. For example, I want theta to stretch for two rows, like two rows. So how to do that? So row span we give for cell. Row span 2. Okay, and this 89 you want to give for both of them, so I'm just removing this cell. Okay, so what happens, you see. Understood? 89 you got for both the rows, so it has stretched for the 2 rows. You can stretch for the column 2 rows, you can stretch the rows for 2 rows. So like this you can make a stretch, and if you want to have that spacing, you can make that spacing to here. I am giving spacing as 10, so you can observe there is a 10 between all this. So this is something, all the details about what is table, and inside the table we have table head, and we have table body. Inside the table head we can have table rows. Inside the body you have body rows, and in the body rows we write TDs. Okay, and in header rows we write TH elements, and we can have a call span and we can have a row span. Call span stretches between the columns, row span stretches between the rows. Then afterwards we have border. We can mention border for any element, for table, for row, for header, for cell. You can mention the border. Okay, then afterwards you can mention padding. Padding is the distance between the cell text and cell border. So between so how to give, I don't remember here. Yeah, so between cell text and cell border you will get. So spacing you will get between cells. So that's the thing, and border is a normal border. So that's what we have learned. Now something interesting also we can see here. Call span, okay, text align. Text align we will see here. So let us think 89 we want to align it to the middle of this total. So how can you do that one? See, here text don't have here text align actually. Okay, let us think we want to align all the text to the middle. Okay, middle of the cells. Okay, then how to do that? Middle or right? Let us make right. So text align, then you can have right or center or left or something. There are many things. So right I am making. So what happens? Let us see here. This one they align to the right. So you can have a right align, you can have a left align, you can have a center align. So there are many aligning things. Okay, so what we have learned till now is these things. Okay, we learned what is table, table header, table body, table row, table cells. We have missed caption. Okay, so what is a caption? Let us see here. We can write caption immediately after the table. So you can write something like a caption. Caption is something like a heading. So you can say it as student details or records, something like this. Always the caption will be centered. Okay, so we can see centered above the table. So that is about caption. Okay, you can name the table. You can use name to the table. That is about caption. Okay, but I'm not sure. I have not tested. Like if I give it in the bottom, what happens? I think you will get it in the bottom. No, we don't get it. Always it takes a top position. Yeah. So that's the thing, and this is about a table. Okay. So all the concepts. So what you learned, just remember. Next we are moving to form types. So the major thing we do in the HTML in creating the websites interaction is through forms. Form elements are the major interaction things. Something like we can also interact with the text. We can see it, we can browse it, we can read it. Something like forms are the something like one can provide the details so that they can be submitted to backend, and from there it can go into the database, and from database you can get the data, and again we bind them to the HTML page, and which is displayed on the screen. So form elements are something like these are the major user interaction of elements on the page. So let's create one form. Okay, so I will name this as table. Okay, table.html. Now I am going to create. I'm just copying that one so that I don't need to write again on those. So what I'm going to write form.html. So I'm opening this one. I'm just removing the style, and I'm removing this table. Okay, now I'm writing a form. So in this form, I want to write some elements, something like these are all elements I need to write. Okay. So what are the elements we have? We have input. Input contains many types of elements actually. Then we have text area, button, select is a drop down, and inside the select we have option group. Then we have field set and label. These are the major form elements we have. So let us see each one of them. Okay. To write them, I can take a table also. So how to take a table and how to write them, we will see here. Okay, here table. I'm taking a table, and inside the table I don't want head, so I just want body. So body I took, and here I'm taking a row, and the row I'm taking two cells, TD one cell and TD another cell. Okay, so I want to use first cell for let us think name. Okay, sorry, first cell for name. I wrote name, and second cell I want to have an input tag. So input tag. So type, you have to take a type. What type of input tag is? So input tag is used to take the input from the user. So there are many types of input tags. So we are not gonna we're gonna discuss major of them. So let us take it as text box. So generally name they will type. So we got this one. So next thing we got. Next thing I'm going to select want a select tag. Let us see. Or let us want a radio button. So gender. So I want a radio button. So how can I do a radio button? Yeah. So instead of type here, you need to specify radio. Afterwards, you can make it as male, and you can also mention it as female for another. Okay. Female. Okay. This is also one more radio button. So like that you can have. So that's it. Let us see these things and we proceed further. So see, name, male, female. So here we can't select both of them, right? So how to make them is we have grouping. What is the way thing we will have? In Visual Studio we had a name. Yeah, name. We can write a name as gender input. So input gender or gender input. So if both are of same name, then there will be, we can make only one to be selected. So you can see here. Okay. That's the thing. Next, what else we have? Okay. I'm just want to make this to the next slide. Okay. Next. Yeah. So next I'm taking another here. Here I want let us think let us make a select box. Okay. So TD again. So this one I am saying class or class. Let us make which class he belong to. So then again TD. So here one select box. So select box, and inside the select you can have uh, options. So option, and option you can have value. So here we have value, and here what is the value we have. So I'm writing male as the value, and I can write a male here. So that is one option. Let us make classes right here. What we are making class. So class 1. So I will make here 1 value and value, and this is a display thing. So I want to write some classes. So yeah. So class 2, class 3, class 4, and class 5. So I wrote the different classes. Okay. So I'm just taking that one here and writing these ones. And yeah, different classes. Okay. So there is no need of writing the value, but value. Yeah, we can write like this. Actually. Okay. That's it. So this is about select box. Okay. Next what we have. So we studied like let us option group. Option group is something different. Okay, option grouping is like we can group them together. So we can group them together, and we can write a groups. For example, let us think first and second are primary. Let us think these three are secondary. So how can we group them? So you can write option group. Okay, and take this inside the option. First and second class are one option group, and you need to have a label. What is the label? Primary is the label. Second option group we are taking. So this is the second option group. So this is second option group. So what you got? You got two option groups. So here first option group is the primary and second option group is secondary. So that's the thing. And you can come over here and you can see here primary group, secondary group. So you can group it in the options. You can group it in the options. That is about the grouping. So that you have learned, and we got option group, select, we want text area and button. Okay. So let us make one more tr. So row, and inside that I'm taking one td, and I am using something like details, and second td I'm using the text area. So text area, sorry, and for the text area I'm taking a number of columns. I can give some columns as 6 and rows as some 10. So that's what we get here. 6 columns and 10 rows. Okay, we want something a bigger size, then give 20. So that's the thing. Okay. Though you don't give also, it will take by default some columns. There is a thing like you can do drag also. Okay. That's about the text area. Okay, and Next, what we have? TRTD button. So we can have a button. Button is very easy. So now I want a button. So take a button, and a button you can name it something like submit. Okay, and that creates a button. And yeah, the thing is, like, you want to mention call span as 2 so that it can be it occupies 2. And just to be clear, I'm just taking this one and giving it over here so that I also get style. So okay, I want some style, so that's what I'm making. And the spacing, I'm removing it total. And this one left, let us make, that's it. And you can see we got some, and you can see there is these are like that. You don't want the in between borders, so I missed letting you know that. So border collapse, border collapse is collapsed. Don't show any collapse the border, so you can see those are collapsed totally. So we can have that one. So you got a nice form. Okay, so you know what is input tag, what is radio tags, select tag inside that grouping, and text area button. Right? Some tags you understood. Now field set and label something we will see. So these all things I want to have a field set. So how to have a field set. So and inside that label, legend or label, I don't remember. Legend or label like yeah. So label student details. Okay, that's what you want to write, and you can take this field set and give underneath the form. So you can write outside the form or inside the form, that doesn't matter. Not write outside, also you can write outside the form, that one. And you can write this total thing you can take and put outside the form. Okay. So let's say we got a form, and inside the form we have a table. So what we wrote, we have a form, we have a field set. For field set we have a label, and inside that another element is form. Okay. So that's it. So the field set is used to group the things together. See, we got field set, student details form. I think we need to write inside the, not label as something different. I don't remember. Here I think we need to write label. I don't remember. Okay, let us see here. Field set. Yeah. So field set disabled form name. So inside the form he wrote field set, and you can also give the name for it. Legend, actually. That's what I'm thinking. So inside the form we need to do the field set. So yeah, so here you can see I'm just going back. Form, inside the form there is a field set, and inside the field set there will be a legend. So legend student details form. So how that going to display, you can see here. So this is a thing. Got it? Like you can group the elements together and give a name like this. You want another group, you can make another group. So grouping the things, field set. Inside one form only you can group the things. Like these all things belong to this one. These all things belong to this. Like that. You can group. Got it? Yeah. Inside one form only you can have many groups. And there is a legend for it. So that is about a field set label. So these are the some things, some form tags usually we use. There are many other things apart in the here. You can see here you have a text, you have a button, you can check box, color like it's a picking color picker you can get. So you can see you can get a color picker, and you can get, there are many other things like date time, email, file. To browse a file, browse button you will get. Like that. And next what we have, we have hidden. You can hide it, you can have an image, you can have a month, number, password, radio button, range is something like a, you get a min, you need to specify min and max. So min, what min you want to have minimum 5 and maximum some 20, let us see. Then let's see 5 to 20. So that's the thing. And what else we have? We have just a minute. Search, submit, telephone, text, time, URL, week. There are many other things. Like mostly we use text, checkbox, file, password type. Also we have password. Like you write here. So you come here and just you can see here, though you type anything, like looks like a password. That's the thing. So this is about forms. Forms are the like you are used to like specify some interaction mode. Actually, they can submit some details and those things. And forms we have different elements. In that the most important one is input tag. Then afterwards we have some other tags like select tag. Inside the select tag we have option and option groups. Next we have text area tag, button tag, and then we learnt about the field set, and for field set we can give a legend. So that is something like a label. Okay, this is about forms. Okay, so we done with forms, and we are moving to the next. Okay. Before discussing about layout, let us discuss block elements and inline elements. Okay, so there are two types of elements in HTML. Two type of elements or two categories of elements: block and inline. What does block do and what does inline do? Block elements take the whole width they take, and they will start in a new line. Okay, they will always start in a new line. Some examples of block elements are address tag, article, aside, block code, canvas, dd, div, ddl, field, h1, all the header tags, and hr tag, new line tag, like line tag, li tags, main, navigation tag, no script, ol, output, p tag. P tag always gets to a new section tag, table tag, tfood, ul tag, video tag. There are many tags. These tags will start in a new line and will take the whole width by default. And also you can change them if you don't want that behavior. If you don't want this behavior, you can also change it. Okay. Whereas coming to the inline elements, those doesn't start on a new line. They can be placed in between the block elements. They will take only the required width, like how much width it is required only. Say like a span tag. Span tag only takes whatever the width you have provided. Like a B tag, like bold tag. Bold will not create a new line. Okay, italic will not create a new line. Quote will not create a new line. Citing will not. Text area, span, like subscript, superscript, those doesn't take a new line. So these are something like these tags are inline tags, and whereas these tags are block tags. Let us experiment it with some paragraph tag and span tag. You will understand it clear. Okay. So I'm just writing here, taking a form and naming it as block inline. So I took one, I took a REST page. Okay. Add HTML page, block inline. That's it. And I'm taking here some paragraph tag and saying this is a paragraph. Okay. And I want to take one more paragraph, 4 paragraphs. Okay. And the span tags I am taking this is a span. So I just wrote this is a span. I'm taking 4 spans. Okay. 4 paragraphs, 4 spans. Let us see the behavior. So view in browser, you can see paragraph each one took a new line and it took the total width till here. You want to see it, you can say inspect and close. You can make this underneath and from here. See, when you select this, it is occupy total width. Then go to next, it occupy total width. As coming to the span, you observe all the spans have not started in a new line. They just took the where they have where those are specified. Okay, and they took only the required width. So this is the major difference between block elements and inline elements. And here I just have p tag. Okay, and you can see here there is a default style mentioned for the p tag. Inside the default style, you can see the display is block, and for a span tag, I don't see any display. Display is inline, but here I don't see any display. Okay, but the display is inline for a span tag. Okay, for any other tag, like the display is inline. So now I want to change the behavior of, I said like we can also change, right, the behavior, the default behavior. I want to mention the p tags as inline for now. I want to do that. How can I do that? Simply come here and take a style. Take a style and just mention the p tag, and you are making the display as inline. There are many types of displays, just I am taking inline display. So just refresh it, you can see the default behavior is gone. You have overwritten the default behavior and you gave your own behavior. You got it? So this is how you can make the default behavior overridden by some other thing.
But we won't get any chance to make this behavior change.
It depends. It depends on the place and where you want to do. It is mainly used for making the menu top header menu like any website menu, it is mainly used to make the menu, and we will see it in the next class when designing a menu. Okay, so what we have learned today, we learned about table, we learned about form tags, we learned about what are the block elements, what are inline elements, and what we how to change the default behavior of inline elements, and yeah, and you can also make the span tags as display as a block. So you want to make that one, come here, span, and make the display look like block. So that's the thing. See, always they have a new line and starting with the home. So that is the difference between inline and block. That's about that one, and we will continue with some HTML tags. So in this, most of the tags you might be knowing. So script tag is mainly used to add the scripts. JavaScript, you can add action script, you can add. So there are some other scripts also, like script tag is mainly used to add the scripts. Then afterwards we have a style tag. Style is mainly used to add the styles. Just now we have seen how to add a styles. Okay, and we have a link tag to link the styles that are written in an external CSS file. Some other file you have written, right? For example, you want to take all these things into a new file. So how can you write? Come here, add new style sheet. So it will take style sheet .css. Come here, Control A, Control P. So we got these styles, and you want to link it here. You want to link it here. You don't want it in the same page. You can link it here, saying that link href. What is the style and what type of file it is? It is a style sheet. So like this, you can link a style sheet, and yet you will get the same display. You will get the same display. So that is about linking the styles. Okay. Next, pre-formatted text. We already saw this. Like whatever the way you wrote, you want it to be displayed in the same way what you wrote. Then you can use this tag. We already saw this in the before class. Have it check. Just come here and write pre-formatted text. I have already formatted this. That is the meaning of pre-formatted. So hi, then somewhere else, welcome, next to India. This is what you have to want to write. Just save it and come here. You can see I welcome to India. The way how you wrote, it will display the same way. So that is about pre-formatted text. Next interesting thing what you have is marquee. So marquee is something like a rolling thing, like it's like rolls over the total. There are different directions also. You can have up direction, right direction. We can see that one. So marquee is something. Okay, let us make marquee. So marquee. Actually, I think marquee is depreciated tag, I think so, but I don't know. So inside this you can write anything. Okay, so I'm just want to copy some matter. So I'm just taking this matter and I placed it, and for now I have not specified any direction. Just I wrote marquee. This is a marquee and no direction. Then afterwards, I'm just coming here. You can see okay. For now, just remove this one. Okay, I have not wrote any direction, so it just fails. Now I am writing here type direction. What is the content? With the direction, that's what I am writing. So direction, I'm writing let us make width equal to 100% and direction the up left, let us make left. I'm not sure why it's not working. Let us take this and see it in another browser. So I just want to see it in Mozilla. It's okay. Right. I think RTL. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not working. Rarely we use this one. Mark Q. Oh, it is E. Sorry, I wrote something wrong. Okay. So just renewing this one for now. And see. I don't write, but yeah. So we want that screen reader, something like we always want. Okay. Now you want to have some. You don't want it to take the whole width. You want to have some. It confined to some width. You can give the percentage. So it will always start from here, in the middle of the screen. 50% you give, and it rotates. And you want to left to right. So just mention left to right. I think from left to right. Just from the right. So yeah. So you have right, left, up. So it goes to the up. Okay, you have much text, then you can see the difference. You need to have some paragraphs, sorry. Or you can have a pre-formatted text. So let us take this text pre-formatted and you can type it here. Okay, so this is what you can see it. Okay, this is about marquee. Okay, so that's it. And next thing, yeah, what the next thing is like a base. So this is one of the important thing we have to learn today. Right. So base. This is something like a new tag actually. We want to specify a base href. Then the rest of the links in that page will take from that base href. For example, let us take some website. So it will be easy for us to let us think this website we want to refer, and this is the link we already have. Okay. So how I am doing is seed. So I am mentioning here. For now, I have not mentioned anything. I just want to have an anchor tag. So this anchor tag is about the field set, and what is the href for it is this one, and I'm saying that open it in a new page, so underscore blank. So that's it. So this is, so sorry, I'm taking total link here. So yeah. So the total link I took, I'm saying that it's open in a new page and it's named as field set. So how it gets displayed? Hi, are you able to hear me? I just got disconnected. Okay, so yeah, we are discussing about the base URL. Okay, so what I did is I just wrote one anchor tag and I gave a H reference and mentioned it as target blank and field set. Okay, now I'm just going here and just here you can see field set. Now what I'm doing is I'm just clicking on it. You can see it opens in a new page. So this is as usual, very simple. Now the thing is, let us make a base tag. So base tag, and for a base tag we give href like this. So make in the base tag first and href. I'm just taking this part of the domain as base. Next, I'm just removing this one. Okay, so from here onwards this will be considered as something like so here you can see when I click here it will directly take from though no matter. So I'm just taking some other pages, let us see. So it will take the domain name and it will append to the those things. So I'm just taking some other pages, let us think. You want a page on, so I think here just I need to write button. So okay, so here I'm writing button. Okay, and here I'm writing font. Okay, so button and here font. Okay. So you can see here I got a field set, button and font. So you can see underneath the links here you can see the links over here. See, it's automatically appending the base. So what does that mean? You can say whatever the link in the page, you can say what is your domain. Then afterwards you can give the links to like what are the links. So what does this this gives us is something like you have this is the base page. This is going to be appended for all the links. Got it? If I don't have this, what happens? Let us think we don't have that one. You can see here localhost. So it is started taking from the localhost. So it's taken from the localhost. There is no page on. So when you view this, it will take from this domain. So you can see it's taken from that domain. So this is called the base tag. This is a new tag actually. Okay. So you can mention what base domain your URLs need to be. So that is about base. Next afterwards we can see iframe. So what is iframe and what does that do? Those things like you want to embed a page inside another page. You can use one of the things called iframe. So for example, after this I want to write an iframe and I want to embed a page. So I want to embed some other page. So let us think I want to embed this table page inside my iframe. So how I can do that? Let's see, yeah, here. So table.html and I can give the width and height. So width I want something around 500 pixels and height I want around some 600 pixels. Let's see. This is what I want. Okay, so let us think. Okay, 500 or 600. Okay, let us see here what happens. So you can see that you got that one here, but why we didn't get that table view browser? So we have a table, right? So we need to get the table. just to give the name, let us see name. Language. But there is nothing. Let us take google.com. Yeah, I'm just taking google.com and this of table.html. I'm giving google.com and coming to the page and giving it here. I don't know why it is being displayed there. I don't mention this, then I think table.html. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let us take this page at least. Actually, it needs to embed. So, okay, iframe. Did I wrote the tag right? iframe slash iframe. Same thing I wrote. It's displaying it right. Not sure. iframe. I'm just writing here. Browser. Something happening here and I'm not able to see it. Let us test it in another browser. Console. Yeah, refuse to display in an icon because it is set X-frame options to delay. So we have got an error. So we need to solve it. So here I think X-frame options. Hello. Let us make hello. So what happens? Let us see. So let us see X-frame options. Generally we stopped using iframes actually. So D9 same margin allow from actually. So that is what we have to write. Allow from. So yeah. So allow same origin, like we have same origin, right? So let us write same origin and we can write a table. So that's it. So what we did, so we did iframe and we took a source and we took frame options as the same origin. Like if it is of same origin, then allow it, then you can see. So you made other frame fit into this frame. When it is overflowed, then you will get this scroll bar. Okay. So when it is overflowed, it's okay. You can also have width and height here. So width is something 600. Height you can have 600. That's it, and you can see the overflow will be disappear. Overflow will be disappear. So you can embed the pages. Okay. And also, like for example, I want to write an anchor tag. Okay. Anchor tag, and you can write something like this. Which href you want to display in that frame. You give the frame a name, and you can give the targets here, what target it needs to go into. Okay. So let us make that one. So I'm just reducing this to some 300 and height also 300. So let us see here how it looks. Yeah, okay. Looks good. And I'm writing here anchor tag href. For the first one I'm taking form, okay, and I'm making this as form. Right, let's make okay. And target is you have to give a name for the iframe. I'm naming it as a iframe 1, and I'm saying that if I click this link, it will take the URL of this and put it into iframe. So something like here we can have two things, one form, another is table. And what we have, block line, we have block line also. If you want, you can have that one also. So generally we don't use iframes, okay, just to know that those are the block line HTML. That's it. And you can say block. So that's it. And okay, we have 3 and we have an iframe where it needs to be displayed. That's it. You can come here. Okay, let us make a break over here and let us make this as some 400. And yeah, so yes, we have got form. Yeah, you have got form, table, and block line, 3 things. Okay, you want to distinguish between them, so you can write some table. So that's what you got. So form, table, and block line. Okay. Now when you click form, you can see form is loaded. You got it? When you click table, table is loaded. When you click block line is loaded. So you can shift between them. See? So you have a iframe and you can load different things. For example, if you want to embed a YouTube video here, you can embed a YouTube video. Those are embedded using iframes actually. So when you go to YouTube, so for example, so just taking this one, and I want here, where is the embed option? I don't see an embed option actually. No. We will be generally having an embed option.
Yeah.
Here it is. Have an option. So for example, news. So this news you want to embed. Let us see. How we go? We can see an embed option actually. I don't know. Yeah, you can see embed, and you can see here iframe. So that's the one. So you can embed here in some page, like you can embed over here. So what does this has? What this has? It's saying that you need to have this much width and this much height, and this is the source URL, and frame border is 0, allow full frame. So this is what it is. So you can also embed it. So you can see it got embedded. So like that we can embed. That is about iframes. Okay. So iframes are used to embed a different page into our page. So this is about iframe, And what else we have? We also saw this one. Okay. Next, characters. Yeah, special characters we have. So I'm writing a new page. So special characters I'm writing. Okay. So what I can write is here. Just we need to have ampersand, then hash, and then a code. It will display a new thing. For example, I want to write some p tag. Okay, so so p tag. Okay, here I'm writing ampersand hash, then whatever the code I want I can write. So for example, I'm writing code 192. So this will display symbol. For example, I'm writing a code some 1020, 1200. So that will display different symbols. I'm just closing this, and so I just want to open it in the user browser. So you can see it has displayed two different symbols, 3x4. So you can have different symbols like in these codes. Okay, there are these codes are given to the symbols. For example, you can start from. I'm just taking an Excel sheet. I don't know my Excel sheet works or not. Licensed product. I got licensed actually. Okay, I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, so for now, okay. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to take some tags, and here I'm giving something like 1. I'm starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Just give different numbers. There are n number of p tags actually, but special tags actually. Here you can see view in browser, like they are displayed in this way, but I don't know where they start actually. Let us make 100. You can see these are special tags. So where you can use, see, you wanna use for example, you wanna use this special tag somewhere. Like this is a special tag you want to use somewhere in the website, but actually you don't have that information. Like what tag you need to use to display the symbol, the special symbol you want to use, but there is no way like you can display this. You can't even type through your keyboard if your keyboard doesn't have it. So like you want to have You want to type some language symbols, you want to type some mathematical symbols, scientific symbols. So all these symbols have these special codes for them. You want to input or you want to use those symbols, then you need to know that code. So you can browse through HTML, special character codes. Then in the ASCII you will be having, it will start from 32. So from 32 you got, like if you specify 32 it is a space, 33 is a space, 42, there are many, like these are all the different characters that are available. There are, apart from this also there are many. Okay, so those are the things you can do. Okay. Now video tags. So media tags, like we can embed a video inside my system. If there is a video, I can embed a video. What I have to say, just to say video, what is the width, what is the height, do I need a controls like play button or those things, and what is the source. In source tag, just you need to specify what is the source and what type of format it is. If you think that is not supported, you can say this one. Okay, so I just want to have a video. So media tags, media. So here this is a last tag we are learning for HTML, and after this we are going to learn HTML5, but I am not going to very deep deep in the HTML5. I am also like new to that. Actually we don't I have not used it much, so we use rarely those things, but yeah, let's try to discuss whatever I know, like we will discuss that. So video, inside the video what you need to have, you need to say what is a width. So you want to specify like 100 or like 200, height 200, general width will be more, let us take it as 300. Okay, and what we have, controls, says we need a controls, then come here, then say source, inside the source view the actual source. So what is the source you want to have? For now I don't know I have any videos in my system. Yeah, I have our class video, so I'm just taking this one and coming to the folder, just going back to the folder and pasting it over here, coming here and saying the source is an existing item. So what is the item? I don't know. Let us rename this as f2 html2.mp4. okay, so html2.mp4. so I'm coming here, html2.mp4, write that one, then write type is equal to video mp4. This doesn't work in this browser. Just checking that work. And yeah, I'm coming to here. You see, it's nice and better. Let's see. Citation data. So that's it. So you can actually embed the videos. You can have a audio link. You can have video link, video tag. You can embed. So these are the things you can do using the media tag. So you can have a audio. Audio also looks pretty much same. Like audio, control, source, and type. Then if you doesn't support, you can say doesn't support, and object. This is the last thing we are going to see. Object tag. Object tag looks same thing like iframe tag. But object tag can be used for many things, not only iframe. It's a new tag that is added for with HTML, and you can add many things. For example, I can use same thing. So object tag, then width, height, I can take anything. So I'm just taking and height as same, and here I'm taking source or data. Sorry, data as I can take anything. For example, I want to take the data as text.html, HTML. Sorry, not text. What is that? Form.html. So from yeah, let's take table.html. Okay. So I took that. It works same like say what's saying like hyperlink, iframe tag. So that is about object tag. So what are the different tags we saw? Like we have everything here in the PPT. Okay. Just going to include in the HTML2 only. So I already have it in our drive. So drive. So object tag has much more functionality apart from object tag. Using object tag, you can embed a video, you can embed a page, you can embed a audio, you can embed a image, you can embed tomorrow whatever the objects that are going to be supported by HTML, you can embed all those objects, and that is the thing. So that's the beauty of object tag. So it's much more newer and has got much more functionality. Okay, so I got a HTML2. You can see that PPT. Okay, I got HTML, and this PPT has everything. And I wrote here links. Wanna watch it again? If it's something useful to you, you can watch it again. And a reference, I gave some books and documents, and these are some useful stuff, but just our class is enough. And the thing is like please like do some work with whatever the tags you learned in today's class or before classes, and try to create some pages, some tables, lists. Use pretext tag, audio tag, video tag, and you can use many tags, right? Block, inline tags, layout. Oh, I missed a layout, but yeah, I will discuss this with HTML5. I will discuss, so don't worry about that one. And form tags, create a form, create all these, use whatever you can with the information what we have discussed in these 3 classes. Create a small folder, zip them, all the files whatever you created, just zip them and send shoot it to techcarun@gmail.com. So I will go through them. So and I will see how you have implemented those, how you have used those. So I do the things. So just I will get like what you are going to do. Those are something like you will get. Okay, so listening to the class doesn't help much. Okay, so yeah, try to do those things and shoot me those things, and let me review those and see how you are doing. Okay, yeah, the next class will be on Monday evening 6:30, and we are going to discuss either HTML or HTML5 or CSS. I will let you know before, but we are going to discuss both, like between those two, some one thing. CSS is much more required for you compared to HTML5. HTML is something like nice to know stuff. CSS is something like required to know stuff. Okay, so we will discuss in between one. Okay, that's for today, and if you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, thank you, and yeah, you can also email me like if you have any questions, and you can also message me if you want to talk to me. Yeah, that's it, and yeah, see you on Monday evening with the new CSS class, and try to do something. Then I think like these classes are being useful. Yeah, yeah, see you on Monday. Bye.